Hi there. Welcome to this Delphin World online course. It is one of several courses here for you. Each of these courses has been created with the express intention of enabling you to create and live a super successful, creative, contributory, and fulfilling life. This course is called Step into Success. It consists of 5 modules. This first module is about defining your success. What is success? There are several different dictionary definitions of success depending upon which dictionary you refer to. And different people have their own unique definitions of success. I will mention one of my favorites here for you to consider. It is that offered by Earl Nightingale. He says, success is the progressive realization of some worthy goal or set of goals. However, the only definition that really matters in the end is your own definition of success. After all, there is not much point in chasing after someone else's definition of success. And even if you do achieve some other person's idea of success, you will not find much fulfillment in that achievement. So, only your definition counts. This module is about creating that personal definition. Each of us lives within a narrative that has been fashioned for us by our culture, our parents, and teachers, and through our own attitudes, beliefs, and experiences. That narrative shapes the story we tell ourselves about life and about success and about our own ability to achieve that success. The purpose of this course is to empower you to write your own success story and to provide you with a basic framework or schematic that will enable you, if you choose, to go about creating that success you have defined for yourself. Now, allow me to tell you a little bit about myself and why I believe that I can be of service to you in writing that success story. First of all, yes, I have been successful many times in my own life. The various business ventures I have created have produced in excess of $100 million in sales. That is not a really big story. I am no Steve Jobs or Jeff Bezos or Warren Buffett or Elon Musk, but still, it is something, at least to me. More importantly, I have failed more times than I have succeeded, and each of those failures taught me some invaluable lessons. Failure, it turns out, can be a much better teacher than success. Second, I have been a lifelong student of success. I have read hundreds of books about success, some of them several times. I have lost count of the number of success courses I have purchased over the years, and I made it my mission for a whole decade of my life to talk to as many highly successful people as possible, asking them for their insights into the secrets of success. Third, over the last quarter of a century, I have written extensively about success, given seminars around the world about success, and have privately coached other people about the creation of success. And just as my failures proved a better teacher than my successes, my writing, speaking, and coaching has proven to be a better teacher than my years of studying what others have had to say about the creation of success. And fourth, many of the people I have mentored over the years have gone on to create their own remarkable success stories, and that validation reinforces my own belief that the knowledge, principles, and lessons I have learned, applied, and teach are of value. As a consequence, I feel a profound obligation to share what I know with as many people as possible. In fact, my personal definition of success is now this: the more I contribute to the success of others, the greater is my own success. Okay, that's enough about me for now. Let's talk about you and your success. Let's start creating your success story. As an aside, in the last few minutes, I have repeated the word success 39 times. Over the course of this course, I will repeat it many, many more times. It is my intention that through my repetition, I will engrave the word success into the front of your mind so deeply that it lights up like the brightest neon sign in Las Vegas. I want you to know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that you deserve the success you desire. Now, it must be stated very clearly that success is not all about accumulating wealth or achieving status. Being rich and feeling unworthy of that richness is not being successful. Being famous and feeling miserable in that fame is not being successful. If your life is filled with material abundance and there is a black emptiness in your soul, you are not a success. Your happiness and your sense of fulfillment, your recognition that your life has meaning and purpose are at least as important as your material abundance. Before we move on, let's talk a little bit about how people learn and are able to become able to effectively apply what they learn. As you can see from the diagram on your screen, there are two main types of learning: passive and active. The best you can achieve from passive learning is 50% retention and the limited ability to practice and apply that limited amount of learning. And as you can see, when you are involved in active learning, you are not only able to retain more information, but you are able to analyze, define, and create out of the knowledge you have learned. So take notes, go back over the parts you need clarity on, and take the time to do the applications suggested in each module. All that being said as a prologue, the first step in identifying your definition of success is not in setting those worthy goals that Earl Nightingale speaks of when he defines success as the progressive realization of some worthy goal or set of goals. The very first step in getting to your definition of success is to clearly establish what your core values are. Before you can set and work towards the progressive realization of those worthy goals, you must know your core values so that you can set those goals in harmony with your values or ideals and do not end up being conflicted. It can be tough work to figure out what your core values are, and the temptation to list a bunch of cliches or culturally accepted norms may be your first response. However, it is worth the effort to look deeply into your heart and mind and determine what those true personal values are. Ask yourself these questions. When do you feel the best about yourself? What allows you to feel the most alive? What would you like most people to believe about you? What are your spiritual or ethical ideals? Now, this may seem a little morbid, but one very effective way of gaining insight into your core values is to write the obituary you would most like to see published when you leave this earth. If you choose to do this application, you will gain an amazing sense of clarity into your core values. All right. Now that you have that clarity of values, let's talk a bit about setting those goals of yours. Millions of words have been written about goal setting. Millions of people set goals. And yet, most goals set by most people remain unfulfilled. I have distilled from experience in education the 11 essentials of successful goal setting here for you. Follow these and you will be empowered to accomplish your goals. Fail to follow these and you probably will not. No hype, no rah-rah encouragement, no fluff. Just the simple explanation of how and why to set and accomplish goals. Number one, goals must be original. That does not mean that they cannot be the same or similar to the goals that others may have. It means that they must be yours, not secondhand, hand-me-down goals. Many people set goals according to the hopes and expectations that they have been programmed to have by parents, teachers, society, and cultural norms. As a consequence, they do not actually own these goals. Are you sure that you are not establishing secondhand, pass-me-down goals? You cannot generally have or hold what is not yours. And even if you do manage to keep it, it will not have any value or meaning to you. So what's the point then of having it? The real reason you set and hope to achieve goals is not just to have the thing, it is to be happy and fulfilled in the accomplishment. So set goals that are yours, not inherited or assumed. If they are not your own original goals, even if you do manage to accomplish them, it will mean very little to you. Why waste your life pursuing something that will end up as meaningless? Number two, goals must be inspirational. They must arouse your passion. And this must be an all-consuming passion, not some whim or someday I'd like to feeling. You must desire passionately to achieve what you set as a goal. It must drive you to action, and you must feel fulfilled in that action because you know that it is leading to the fulfillment of your goal. It is passion that drives you to move continuously towards your goal. It is passion that keeps you from getting distracted. It is passion that keeps you from getting discouraged. It is passion that fuels your motivation. It is passion that draws others to you to assist in your goals. It is passion that inspires you and others. It is passion that lights your way through the darkness that you will find along the way. So get passionate about your goals or get passionate about someone else's goals, because a life without passion is not a life. It is merely an existence. Number three, goals must be harmonious. Obviously, you cannot have conflicting goals in life or you will be conflicted. That's the easy part. However, your goals must also be in harmony with your core values and fundamental beliefs and your self-assigned purpose in life. It is easy to understand that to have conflicting goals will raise your stress levels and frustrate you. Yet many people do that to themselves all the time. First, decide who you are and what you are here to do, and then set your goals in alignment with that, or you yourself, on a subconscious or unconscious level, will continually be sabotaging your goals. Number 4, goals must be realistic. There is not much point in setting a goal to live personally on Mars if you are today over 95 years of age. The goals you set for yourself must be achievable within the framework of what is seen to be humanly possible. But, and this is important, realistic does not mean what the majority commonly accepts as realistic. Most people did not think that it was realistic to attempt to fly a bicycle with wings and a motor attached. But 2 brothers named Wright did just that. Most people did not think it was realistic to build a personal computer for people to use in their homes. But 2 guys named Steve did think it was realistic. And today, Elon Musk has set a goal to live on Mars. These guys changed reality for all of us. The goals set by the Wright brothers and by Jobs and Wozniak were obviously, in retrospect, quite realistic. Elon is busy building his rockets to take people and supplies to Mars. So do not let your imagination be hemmed in by the crowd. Number 5, goals must be idealistic. They must be idealistic in 2 ways. They must involve your personal ideals, and they must be progressively higher or further ahead than where you are at now. As I have already mentioned, most people are in some way in conflict with the different aspects of self and their ambitions. If your goals are not in tune with your ideals, you will be conflicted. That is the story for most people. That is why they are unhappy and why they do not achieve their highest potential. So set your goals in harmony with your ideals and in tune with your values. And if your goals are not idealistic in the sense that they are progressive, you will get bored and unsatisfied. Those people who don't understand this often wonder why those who are already extremely wealthy continue to pursue more wealth. It is because the ideal is always being extended or raised. Great achievers do not rest on their laurels. Each goal achieved is merely seen as a stepping stone to more and greater achievement. It is not the end in and of itself. The ideal always expands. Number 6, goals must be specific. Goals like, I want to be rich, are not worth the paper they are printed on. Rich must be defined. $1 million in the bank might mean rich to many people, but it means poverty to many others. It is the same for more ethereal goals. I want to be happy means nothing. Happy must be defined just as rich must be defined. I want to be spiritually fulfilled is the same. Meaningless unless defined. What does rich mean to you? Exactly. What does happy mean to you? Don't know? Then how on earth will you ever know if you get there? I have met a lot of people who say that they are on a spiritual path. I like to ask where that path is leading. Most can't say anything specific. It's all very nebulous. If your destination is not defined, how in heaven's name will you know if and when you get there? Number 7, goals must be adaptable. One of my favorite jokes, which would offend some folks, so I will not tell it here, involves a guy who had set a specific goal. But when a gal came along to offer a much better fulfillment, he asked her to help him accomplish his original fulfillment. Many people miss the better fulfillment of a goal because their focus is on the one they had originally visualized, and it is too intense and narrow to recognize the better one when it shows up. So be sure that you are focused on the best possible fulfillment of your goal, not just on the method that you foresaw that goal fulfillment happening through. Number 8, goals must be visualized. If you cannot see it as real and as true and as part of the way you live your life, it will not happen. Many folks, when confronted with some seemingly outrageous possibility or goal, will comment, "I'll believe it when I see it." The dreamers, the schemers, and the achievers of history all had a different approach. They say, "I see it in my mind. I believe it. It is real if it exists in my imagination." The winning professional golfer sees his shots landing on the green a few feet from the cup before he even takes the shot. The average golfer, like me, looks up, usually too soon, from his shot to see where it went. Guess whose shots end up where the most often? Visualize the reality in your imagination, and it will become real in your manifestation. Number 9, goals must be affirmed. You must tell yourself all day, every day, in your constant conscious and subconscious self-talk that your goal is real and achievable. And you must tell others what your goal is so that they can buy into it and contribute to it. If you don't believe in it enough to make it part of your daily conversation and are not passionate enough about it to be compelled to talk about it to yourself and to others, it is not real for you and it will not become real in this world. Additionally, you will be surrounded by naysayers. Someone must speak the truth of the reality of your goals. This is your 24/7 job. Constantly affirm where you are headed and why. You'll end up not only convincing yourself, but convincing the world as well. Number 10. Goals must be time-related. Every manifest thing exists in space and in time. If something is not defined precisely in space and time, it does not exist. A goal of someday I'd like to be financially secure or someday I'd like to climb that mountain does not, and it is highly likely that it will not ever exist as anything other than nebulous, wishful thinking. You must set specific times for your goals to be made manifest, or you will be forever going towards your goals and never quite reaching them. Number 11. Goals must be written down. If your goals only exist in your imagination, it is only wishful thinking. This is the basic, proven by experience, truth of the matter. 90% of people who have specific written goals accomplish them. And 90% of people who have unwritten goals, specific or not, do not accomplish them. If you can hear this and not begin immediately to write down your goals, you might as well resign yourself to the fact that you will not accomplish what you imagine you want to be, to do, and to have in life. Yes, there are those few high achievers who manage to set clear, distinct goals without writing them down and also manage to stay focused on them for their entire lives. But don't kid yourself. You are not one of those people. I'll prove it to you. Tell me, or tell anyone, right now, exactly, specifically, and in full detail, what goals you held 1,000 days ago. Okay, allow me to remind you that it is through the application of knowledge that power is gained. If you want the power to create success, you must make the application. So write down your goals, make them holistic, map them out, get real. Okay? Really, truly, now's the time to build your success story. Okay. Remember this. Simply listening to and watching this recording is passive learning. If you want to get involved in active learning, you must write these things down. You must do the application. Okay? That's when you get truly powerful and are able to begin the process of creating your success. Writing that success story down is what creates the success in reality. Okay, so here's the application reminders, moving from passive to active learning. Write down your core values. Establish what they are. Number 2, decide what your ideal future vision for your life is, where you would like to be in 5 years in all important areas of your life. Write that down. 3, create a list of goals based on your values and future vision for yourself. Write them down. This is the first and necessary step to making them real. And number 4, figure out what you must become and enact in order to accomplish these goals. Commit to that becomingness and action plan. Having done that, you have defined your success. The next module is about owning that success. Do not move on to that module until you have completed your work here and defined your success to your own satisfaction. You will know that job is complete when you are able and willing to respond to some random stranger who asks you the question, "What does success mean to you?" with a concise, clear, and coherent answer. Okay. See you in the next module when you are ready to move on. Ciao for now.